Good morning, everyone. Now we start with our today's topic, that is Legionella. It's another pteridophyte which we study today. So its common name is small club moss. Division Pteridophyta, subdivision Lycopsida, order Selaginelles, family Selaginellacea, genus Legionella. First, what we study about its external morphology. So, many species are prostrate, creeping on the ground, and like example, Slagina crasunia, and other are suberect and erect. The plant body is divided in root, stem, and leaves. The primary root is short-lived, and other roots are adventitious. On the basis of nature, stem and form of leaves, the genus is subdivided into two subgenera, that is Homophyllum and Heterophyllum. Whatever you are just seeing the diagram, that is dorsal view as well as ventral view, and the fruiting body, that is sporophyll body, is known as strawberry. So the Homophyllum, as its name indicates, that all leaves are same. The stem is upright and all leaves are alike, while Heterophyllum indicate that stem is prostrate but the leaves are dimorphic, that is one is small and other is large. So we will discuss the small leaf of each pair inserted on the dorsal side of the stem, while larger one on the ventral side. The successive pairs of leaves are arranged that large leaves are always alternate and large and small leaves with small leaf. So the leaf is sessile, that generally ovate, acute apex and distinct midrib. At the base of leaf there is small ligule is present. Ligule is the characteristic of Slaginella. You will find the ligule only in Slaginella. So now we will discuss the feature of stem. So it's a diagram which show what it consists of. The section is almost circular in outline. The tissue is differentiated in epidermis, cortex and stele. What the major characteristics of the stem, that you will see the pericycle is modified into tubercule. Here you see the compartment is known as tubercule, and tubercule is only characteristic feature of Slaginella. So what you study, that that outermost layer is epidermis, that is cuticles and lack of stomata. Cortex consists of parenchymatous cells without any intercellular space. All the cells of cortex are thin-celled. Hypodermis occurs close to the epidermis. It develops from cell and of outer cortex become thin-walled. In xerophytic species, that is hypodermis is much thickened. The stele is known as protostele. Protostele is the primitive stele in which xylem is followed by phloem. In inner side, xylem is present, then outer side phloem is present. Endodermis separates vascular tissue from elongated cortical, radially elongated endodermal cells, that is known as tubercule, where conspicuous intercellular space between two tuberculi, and in spite of their elongation, tuberculi still retain the transverse thickening. The Casparian strips on the radial wall is the characteristics of endodermal cells. Xerophytic species lack tuberculi like Slegina lepidophylla and Slegionella rupestris. Pericycle is single layered surrounding xylem and phloem, that is followed by endodermis. Stele, the number of stele varies from species to species. That number is 1 to 16. Single stele when present is generally diarch and exarch. As you know, in stem the vascular bundle is present in exarch, and in root the vascular bundle is present in anthrax. So this is the basic difference between stem and root. So here you saw the diagrammatic representation of stele where air space is also present. Now it's a transverse section which is shown under microscope where you saw that epidermis, then that is followed by cortex, that is followed by endodermis, and there is space as tuberculi is broken during cross sectioning, so you can't see the, but there is a conspicuous space present, and inner side there is xylem and outer side there is a phloem. So it is, you can see that bigger larger tracheids are present towards the periphery and smaller present towards the inner, so it is the exact condition. Now we will discuss about the sporophyll of Selaginella. So the spore producing organ are sporangia aggregated in strobili, which is generally present on the apex. In some cases the axis may grow beyond the strobilus, terminating into vegetative shoot or even second strobilus. So what is you are seeing, that is microscopic slide in which you will cut the section of strobilus. So it's a heterosporous in nature. There are two type of spores present, that is one is megaspore, other is microspore. Whatever you are seeing, that last spores is megaspore and small is microspores. So sporangia has two type, born at X in the axile of sporophyll, attached either strictly to axile or just above. Selaginella is heterosporous while megaspores are large and microspores are small, born their respective sporangia. So the spore which bear megaspore is megasporangia and which bear microspore is microsporangia. If microsporangia is born in the axile of sporophyll, it is known as microsporophyll. So generally strobilus bears both type of sporangia, but there is Selaginella gracilis, there is only one type of sporangia, either mega or micro. So you are just seeing the how the megasporophylls, megaspore and microspores are arranged. So what kind of sporangia occur in one type of strobilus? So megasporophyll give germinate and give the prothallus which bears archegonium, and microsporangia which germinate and give, that is antheridia. Later on they both fertilize and produce zygote, then later on it will be developed sporophyte of the plant, that is root, stem and leaves.